going, everyone? Just thought I'd record a new vlog. So what I'm going to talk about this time, I'm going to talk about the first release on my new record label coming out. So it's a new track from me. A bit about the record label itself, demos, what I'm looking for, where I'm going to take it, and a little bit about what's going on at the moment, you know, the coronavirus and the scene and everything else. So I started record something. I think it's good to connect with everybody. Everyone's sort of like, you know, socially distancing at the moment, keeping themselves to themselves, but you know, it's really important to still communicate and stay in touch with friends and family over, you know, FaceTime or Zoom or whatever it is. So yeah, just recording this sort of bizarre times really. I'll touch on that a bit more later. So first thing I want to talk about is my new single. So set up a new label. There's quite a lot of paperwork involved in doing all of that. So it started out around July last year actually, but getting to the point where it's actually my first release is going to come out in the next few weeks, and so that's really exciting for me. I've never had a label before. I've been releasing on other people's record labels, doing remixes for other people. So it's a bit of an eye-opener, getting stuck into some of the label management side of things really. But really it's all about the music. So I've been writing quite a lot of stuff over the last sort of 18-24 months. Got a few tracks to be finishing off, but yeah, the first one's all about this new track I've written called Vector Space. So it's sort of, you know, same naming as the record labels, like a launch label, launch single, and the name itself ties back to my time at uni when I was studying maths and some of the things I was doing there as an undergrad. So it's called Vector Space, like Vector Space Recordings, and it's got a couple of mixes and a couple of edits. So you've got the original mix, which is kind of fairly stripped back, minimal but uplifting, melodic techno. There's a TB303 in there. There's some acoustic guitar in there as well. Actually, I'll just drag my guitar over so you can see what I used to write a track with. Yeah, so I just thought, you know, keep it interesting and actually, you know, try and use some live instrumentation in there as well, some percussive sort of loops and everything else as well. Kind of builds up. Yeah, hopefully you get it playing in the background on this vlog, so you can hear a little bit of it. Yeah, and that's got a lot of good feedback from my mates and stuff. And then I thought, well, okay, and then I've got another few tracks, but I'll keep them back for some future releases. So I'll focus this first single on Vector Space, and the second track, actually it's the first track on the release, called the 4am mix, but I wrote it afterwards. And so I went to see Sasha at Fabric in December. I had an amazing time. It was absolutely incredible. And it's always really, really cool to go back to the studio after a few days of, you know, after going out clubbing and writing a few new tracks and everything else. You really get into the vibe of the night. You can sort of remember it, still buzzing from it. So yeah, so I wrote a sort of remix of that, a bit more peak time hopefully. Yeah, a little bit darker actually as well, but it's sort of builds and builds and builds, big breakdown, and then it all comes firing back, and you know, just throwing back to when I was writing some big tracks when I was starting out, like Atmospheric Graffiti, stuff like that. So I took a similar sort of approach to writing this one. A lot of counterpoint melodies, all the layers are in there. There's, you know, sub bass. It's got 909 percussion on there. The guitar's not in there on the 4am mix. But yeah, it's a slightly different vibe, so it's sort of like dark and light contrasting. So it's those two tracks really, the original and the 4am. I did a couple of edits as well, you know, like for Spotify or for radio, where people don't necessarily want to hear a DJ intro or an outro. You know, obviously that's great to mix with, but just chilling out in the lounge or something, it's, you know, a little bit self-indulgent. So I did a couple of 3-minute edits as well. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. I got it mastered professionally. Working, it's guy called Eugene. He's really fantastic. His company's called Chromon. So I've got the tracks mastered through him, and he's done a fantastic job. He's run it through all the analog outboard gear. He really made the synths sing. It's a lot fatter and louder, and really brings out the good bits and packed a bit more punch on the bass, I think, as well. So really good guy. And then it started to go out on promo to a few people last week. So working with SMP3 promo and Steve Parry so far, and yeah, some of the people who've been listening to the track, just absolutely incredible. It blows my mind that all these cool A-listers just suddenly pick up my track and give it a listen and tell me what they think, and get some really honest feedback. One of the things that I've sort of learned over the years is that it's so important to get such honest feedback. You hear what people really like and what they don't like, and then you can adapt and improve and build on that in the future as well. So the more honest the feedback, the better, right? It's just got to help everybody grow. So yeah, so far I've got some good feedback from Solomon, Lonya, Chris Fortier, Kadosh, Steve. Obviously, he gave me a bit of good feedback as well. And also the feedback that I had when I was sending it around to a few other record labels to see if they were interested in it as well. So got quite a lot of good feedback. I've got an A&R crew as well, so I've got some of my mates. Different people like different things. It's a mate that likes a bit of trance, someone likes a bit of techno. They're all progressive. They'll let me know what they think, and that's really cool. They're really honest, and they give it a play out, and I'll send over the tracks and a bit of a mix and stuff. So yeah, thought it'd be a good track to launch the label with. Hopefully, nice strong track, but more stuff in the pipeline as well. Quite a lot of different music sort of up my sleeve. So this one, I suppose the original mix, maybe it's progressive, quite percussive, quite up, 303 uplifting vibes, I guess. The 4am mix is a bit darker, bit more 4am, bit more peak time, sort of dark and light contrasting. In the pipeline, I've got more tracks from me, and I've signed I've signed another artist as well. In the process of A&R and another potential signing as well. So it's really cool actually to listen to other people's tracks and see what they've been up to and try and steer them to what I'm looking for the record label. I've written some more tech house stuff and some more breaks as well, with a bit more acoustic guitar. I've also got an electric guitar. I'll just show you that one as well while I'm grabbing my instruments. That's my Ibanez RG570. I think I got it maybe it's from my 18th birthday or something. I don't know. I used to like Metallica a lot and practicing all the solos. I like the Kirk Hammett. All the Metallica solos and stuff. But I've been using the acoustic guitar a bit more recently. So I've got a few more tracks in the pipeline, and then I'm just in the process of finishing off signing another artist. I may as well, so she's called Emily Nash, and she's really big on sort of BBC introducing and new music on lots of BBC channels and stuff, and DJs supporting her, and lots of video clips coming through. She's just written a really big tech house track called Genetics, which I've just signed, and it's great. She's a really, really good talent. She's 18 years old, from Kidderminster, I think, and hopefully get around to remixing that track for the second release as well, because get stuck into that. I'll play a bit more of the feature releases coming up next time. There's somebody else who sent me a track. It's really heavy, well, not heavy, but it's a cool breaks track. Looking forward to releasing that. Maybe get stuck into a remix there as well. So I don't know. I just need to A&R it a little bit. But always up for receiving more demos as well. So I'll send it through the website or the socials, but the email address is demos@vectorspacerecordings.com. Suppose I better talk a bit about the label then. So it's called Vector Space Recordings. Again, that's a sort of throwback to what I was up to at uni, sort of a maths reference. Looking at melodic techno, tech house, progressive, breakbeat, some harder techno as well. I'd like to sort of get it fairly varied as a label, get quite a lot of different sort of music out there, eclectic sort of music styles, genres. So yeah, in terms of the socials, I mean, it'd be great if you guys could follow me everywhere. You know, the record label, obviously you see in the background, Vector Space Recordings website. It's got its own Instagram page. So Vector Space Records on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Vector Space Recordings. SoundCloud, it's Vector Space Recordings. Twitter, Vector Space Rex. It's always shorter with Twitter. YouTube, you can find it as well. So, you know, follow me on all those things. Beatport as well, it's got its own label page now, so you can even follow it there. And then you'll get the notification when it comes through. So my first release is going to be out in a few weeks, sort of late April. So that's really exciting times. Quite a lot of press people have sort of checked it out as well on SoundCloud and things like that. So hopefully get some decent press coverage, but it's a little bit soon just yet. And it's got a whole chunk of other DJs that will get it shortly as well. So look out for that. If it arrives in your inbox, give it a play. Let me know what you think. And hopefully, everyone else will get it. In a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Beatport, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. I've got to put together some videos for that. So follow me on here and let me know what you think as well. It's probably not going to change the world, but it's good for me to get music out there. It's good for artists, producers, if there's capacity for record labels to release their stuff. I know a lot of labels are all blocked up now for the next 12 months and everything else. We'll fire me a demo and we'll see what we do with it. Remixes, promo, press, and everything else. It could be good for everybody. And I'm all about the artist as well. I'm not a big sort of label head, I suppose. I'm sort of always passionate about artist rights and everything else. So I'm one of you guys. So write the tracks, send it over, and hopefully we can work together on some big releases. So what else do I want to cover today? I don't know. So I suppose coronavirus is a biggie, isn't it? Really, sort of affecting everyone's daily lives and stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail here. I think it's enough sort of doom and gloom out there. But for me, it's all about just focusing on the music. Don't get too bogged down in all the socials and all the sort of. People talk about scaremongering. I think it's you've got to take it seriously, right? It's quite we haven't really seen anything like this in recent times. So it's important to stay indoors and stop the spread. But do stay positive. Surround yourself with family and friends. Give me a shout on the socials. Comment on stuff. We can have a chat on the socials, stuff like that. But stay at home, right? Because it's the best thing we can do to keep the pressure off the health service and save lives, really. So it's great weather out there. My kids are in the garden at the moment right now, jumping around on a trampoline, so I've got to get back out there soon. Spend some time with them. Spend time with your family. And FaceTime stuff is so cool now as well, isn't it? You've got FaceTime, you've got Skype, you've got Zoom. Industry people connecting and doing some synth sessions, some live streaming stuff is so cool. I really want to get into that, so hopefully I'll do some live streaming soon as well. But focus on the music, keep positive, stay at home. It's really tough with the financials, isn't it? Not everybody can work from home. I've got a day job where I can work from home, fortunately, and the music stuff is all digital now. I'd love to get into vinyl as well, but fortunately for me, I'm kind of okay. But I know a lot of people are having very, very tough times. So support the artists. There's a few funds out there. There's some live streaming trying to raise money for to support the artists and the scenes and the clubs and the promoters. And government's doing their bit as well. Need to focus a bit more on the freelancers and the self-employed, I guess. But hopefully if we all do the social distancing thing, then we'll get the peak out of the way. Hopefully someone will come up with a vaccine or some good combination of meds to treat it effectively. But right now it's sort of something new for us to all deal with, isn't it? So the more time that we can buy and let these advances come out, and we're obviously looking at the whole world, what's best practice, what are the best medications, what's the best approach to all of this. The better. Let's buy some time for people, take the pressure off the NHS, as much as we can, the health services around the world, and stay safe. Staying home will save lives, right? And make music. If you're a producer, write new tracks. If you're a DJ, put some mixes together, put some podcasts together, get the live streams going. I love to see what everyone's up to. I love to see what kit you've got, you're playing stuff out live. I'd love to do that. I've been focusing, I suppose my podcasts I've been putting together offline, mostly through Ableton, just because I get bits and pieces of time available and stuff, but I really want to put together a really good sort of live set and live stream it and record that and get a bit more interactive, get the effects units like I was doing in the club, so hopefully you'll see a live stream from me or something, just bits and pieces all over the place, just trying to get everything moving forward. My music, my productions, the record label is a biggie, finish off some tracks, get some stuff out there, so just stay positive, stay safe, write new music. It's hard, but just do it early in the morning when you get lots of creativity and lots of energy. Just write some new tracks, put together some cool sets, some cool remixes, fire it over. I'd love to hear it. I'm really passionate about music and artists and labels and everything, and if there's anything I can do to help out anybody, give me a shout. Always up for that. So I've covered the first release. Hopefully you've heard a bit of it in the background. The new record label, Vector Space Recordings. It probably won't change the world, but let's all keep it moving forward, and it would be great to put out new music from you guys as well, and just stay safe, everybody, right? So important. Surround yourself with friends and family, and log into all the live streams, because there's so much cool music out there right now. Alright, so that's it from me this time. Let me know what you think on the socials. Subscribe on my YouTube channel. Follow me on the socials. So I've got actually most, Chris Soul and Vector Space Recordings, two main brands. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And we'll speak again soon. Alright, cheers. Thanks a lot.